And welcome back to another episode of the Play It Up podcast. We are talking all about BPAC, so the Brisbane Pinball and Arcade Collective that just happened at Brewdog in Murray in Brisbane. And I am your host, Sean, and joining me is Dennis, Mike, and Neil. G'day, guys.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hello, everyone.
Ahoy there. Are we
What's
good?
happening?
How is everyone?
Pretty good. It's a Sunday night, so feeling pretty chill. Bit of a chat before the podcast as well with all you blokes, which was good. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Nice. And Mikey there on the good side of the mold.
Yeah, that's it, on the good side of the room. The games room's a little bit in pieces at the moment. Found mold the other week, so it's been a weekend of cleaning and eradicating mold and pulling things apart, boxing things up. So it's it's underway. It's not as bad as it was the first time round. So I didn't lose all my bloody AV cables and shit, and power cords. So it's just a little I've got to throw some furniture out, but that's all right. It's old. It went through the first round of the mold, so I'm just going to chuck it out now and just rebuild the games room into something new. It'll be predominantly more for coffee, cold drip. For the business. There'll be some storage and shelving in for that. There'll be more airflow. There'll be less cavernous shelving from floor to roof of like dirty, danky man cave style in here. So it's going to be opened up, which will help, lessen the effect of future mold as well. Because obviously with business stuff in here, it has to be clear of mold the whole time.
Yep.
So yeah, it's this side of the games room so far survived. The old two shelves of just games and shit that I can't put into any consoles because they're not hooked up. The CRT's unplugged. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
I can see that some Super Nintendo games are safe behind you, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. Everything, yeah. All the stuff above ankle height is pretty much fine. It's just
Okay.
Getting on, doing okay. Otherwise, had COVID 2 weeks ago, but over that now, just a bit of a cough left, and back to real life, which is nice. Yeah, Dennis as well.
Yep.
Crazy, eh? So it's just such a normal thing now. I had COVID. It's almost like I had a cold. I know it's more serious than that, but it's way closer to that than it was 2 years ago. If someone had COVID, you would be like, "What?
What?
Yeah. Stay away."
Yeah, exactly. Man, and Neil, you're over there in your cubicle, mate. It's nice of you to join us at work.
This actually is my work setup at home.
So is it?
That's where I sit. Yeah. So you got me.
There's no pictures of me on the wall, so I thought
I've taken it down for the podcast just to lower your ego a little bit. But otherwise, I got my Heart Sean poster up here.
That's so nice. Cute. That must make Jen make Jen feel pretty weird, but hey.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh. I'll take it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Good looking rooster. Nothing wrong with that.
That's so Aussie. Yeah, a good looking rooster, isn't he, eh? I love it. Oh, fuck yeah. Sweet as well. Guess we got the pleasantries out of the way. I believe, Mike, you have a list chronological of the events from BPAC. Can someone remind me the dates of it again?
15th to the 24th of July was the duration.
Right.
With maybe a week or so prep for that as well. Went into it.
Nice. What did we start with, Mikey?
All right. So on the 15th, on the Friday night, the 7 p.m, we had the Donkey Kong Level 3 competition, which I think us three attended, and we had a crack at putting up the high score and up to Level 3 if we could make our lives last that long. I had one. I was volunteering at the front merch desk at the time, so I had one good run, which was 49,000 points. It wasn't huge, but I was pretty happy. I was happy with it. I was happy with that score, so I sort of let that sit where it was and got got back to merch desking and checking in every now and then with Donkey Kong, having a go, but I couldn't. I kept dying on the first screen all my lives, just trying to do stupid points pressing stuff.
Oh man,
So that was my
it
little
happens so
experience.
easily.
Yeah, it's just getting too risky and too silly with it. Like I should have been a bit more. But how'd you go, Neil?
Trying to remember, because it was a double elimination, because like you went up head to head with somebody. I think I won one and lost two, so I didn't do too well. But that's okay. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was when everyone was there together for the first time, like all as one big group. So that was really cool. Just hanging out.
So, just so I'm clear, was it you got straight into the head-to-head, or was there some sort of qualifying?
Level 3 comp is just a series of head-to-heads, and
Okay.
with everybody that goes up against each other, I think it's a double elimination bracket, so you get knocked out twice and you're done. But yeah, if you go less than 2 wins, 2 strikes, exactly. So it just goes on that, and then the crowd gets thinned out until you have a top 3.
Nice. And who was
thinned
that?
out real quick.
Yeah.
Bugger.
Yeah.
It was not good.
I can't remember who won the level 3 comp.
It was Tekio.
Matt Tekio was number 1 for the level 3 comp. Second was Jeff. And third was Barra.
Makes sense that Tekio won since he's such a so good at point pressing. The best in Australia, highest score, plus I think he's the 7th in the world, right?
Yeah, great start event for him to play to his strengths for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. But good on Jeff, for coming second.
Oh yeah,
Barra.
Jeffrey stepped up big time. Yeah, it was huge.
Jeffrey, he does point press too. Hey.
Yep.
Now
he's
working
good.
towards his mill.
Right. How many matches did you guys get in, Dennis and Neil, before you got given the arse?
I just dropped out at the after the first 2 straight up, so I didn't win a round. I think by then it was kind of went through like a week's worth of prep and testing for all the DK cabs, and the level 3 competition for myself and Adam is it kind of works in a few different ways. It works as a good introduction to everybody in a nice social environment for a bit of a how you going and to chat to everybody, but it also serves a technical fault finding purpose for Adam and I, because before qualifiers start the following day, we get a chance to play test all of the cabs, and while everybody's trying to play in the sort of in the circumstance you do to try and maximize your points up to beginning of board 4, you put the machines through their paces. So if anything is a problem, it turns up, and it's a great chance for us to go and get some fault finding done to make sure everything's great for the events the next couple of days too. After doing that for a week, I was pretty spent and I bombed out. But what was a silver lining was that everything played pretty darn well. There was one micro switch for, I think, one of the directional micros on one of the joysticks was playing up, and that was pretty much it. And everything else played pretty nice. And overall, everyone was extremely positive about them. So that was like I said, it was a silver lining for us that the work had paid off, and everyone was happy to be there and also happy to play all the equipment, which was really good.
So you won.
So good.
Even though you bombed out, you won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody won in a way.
Kind
of. But Matt won more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Bloody Matthew.
Well overdue, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
And what about you, Neil? Did you bomb out, or did you have a win?
I had a win. I think I won against Danny. I'm not 100% sure. But
Danny Souvlaki, really?
Yeah.
Souvlaki.
I got Tekio straight off the bat. That's my first match, and then I lost again on my third one was Falcon. The Falcon got me. So,
hey.
He had a really good
nice
game. He had a really good level 3 score. So yeah, it was great.
Wow.
He was stoked. So Yeah, it was
Couldn't
good.
fly higher than the Falcon, hey?
No, nobody can. No.
No.
Yeah.
Bugger.
Yeah.
Righto. Nice one. Well, congrats to Tekio for taking that out. As expected, he lived
Mhm.
up to the expectations that we have of such a great king of a player.
Yeah.
What was after that then? It was qualifying the
Yeah.
next day, is that right?
Yeah, next day, Donkey Kong Australian Commonwealth 5 qualifying day on Saturday the 16th.
Big day for you boys. Hey, I was watching some of that.
Huge
It was
day.
exciting.
Big day for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who PB'd first out of Denny and Mike?
That guy over there.
And that'd be Denny.
Yeah.
Big
Hello.
D.
Yeah, that was me.
Nice.
I just managed to put in a couple of decent games. I think my first score was about 160, and that was okay, like for a warm-up game of qualifiers. So I felt really nervous when we started, and it took a while to get comfortable. But once I did, my scores were progressive from that point. I think I did like a 160, 195, 250, and maybe another one in between. But yeah, I had that breakout game where I managed to get, I think it was 442, 100 or something like that, and a new PB for me, and hadn't got a personal best since Kong off the year before. So that was nice to get in and get a decent score in that sort of environment, which I think is really weird. I just don't understand what it is about that environment that gives people the chance to improve on their personal best. I guess you've got a reason to play, like so that you don't get eliminated. But to be honest, I think I might have said in the podcast, the episodes before when we were all talking about it, that I didn't expect to make the qualifiers this year just because of the level of competition we had. So the idea was just to go and have fun and just play a few games, and whatever happened. And as it turns out, I had a lucky couple of games, and DK was nice to me for a change. So yeah, came out on top.
Nice.
It's real good.
Beauty.
Yeah, loving it.
Maybe that was your outlook was just stay relaxed because you're not expecting anything anyway.
Yeah.
And you had to focus because you still knew you were competing, so that brings extra motivation, extra focus.
Yeah.
Pretty good mix of mindsets, I guess. So.
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess that it was nice to have that background noise while we were playing, and because we had the video capture cards in all of the cabinets this year, there weren't any cameras going in over your shoulder behind you at all, so it didn't really feel like there was anything that was too distracting that was going on. And I think that helped. Like you could still see, because of the way that Donkey Kong cabs play, when you sit in front of a cab, the bezel reflects the correct angle so that you can see the crowd behind you watching you while you're playing, which is kind of funny. And I think because I was playing around so many other people trying to, make the qualifiers as well, it was nice to just blend into the crowd and had a stand-up game instead of what I expected. So yeah, nice. Pretty happy, mate.
What was the score?
442 100, I think. I'd have to check it on DKF, but I think it's about it around that area.
Very solid. Very solid, mate.
It was good. Board 12, I think, which was the furthest I've ever been. I think I've been up to board 11 before.
I believe that's about halfway to the kill screen then. That's decent pace as well. You would have had a pretty decent kill screen score if you got there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
probably
good. It was good.
Mid 800s, I guess. Mid 800s.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yep.
Nice, man. Well, you know what to do.
Keep going.
Plug away, get that kill screen.
Yeah, I know.
You're 100% capable.
Yep.
Absolutely. But it's a slog, man.
Yeah,
you'll get there.
It's nice to get those little wins though every now and then when you feel like you're just like wading through wet cement trying to get a PB and work your way up to something better, and then all of a sudden you have a breakout game. You don't feel like you've done anything different, but I'm happy to take the win when I can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice. Well, congratulations, man. And
Thank you, sir.
I guess Mikey saw that and thought, I'm not letting this bloke out.
Yeah, check this fuckwit out.
Yeah. Oh,
I
Dennis, who?
smash him.
You're a dickhead, Dennis. I'm
Hold
going to
my
smash
beer.
you out. And then Mikey had like 10 shots of his cold drip and just went full Hulk.
Oh yeah, beast mode.
Tell us about it, Mikey.
It was it was like a last ditch effort to get 400,000 points to get into the top 16 spot in qualifying, and that was my my only I don't know, the only thing I needed to do that night was just to get to 400,000. I'd have to break my PB of 369 to get to 400 to beat Michael Bonaforce Edwards and knock him down one peg to get into that top 16 spot so I could have a go the next day.
Mm.
And yeah, so it was about 9:30 p.m. or something on that towards the end of the qualifying night. There was only 2 or 3 other people playing at the same time. Bona was playing as well, trying to hold his top 16 spot. And
oh wow,
everyone else had retreated off to Netherworld at that point as well.
Yeah.
So we were watching Mikey play.
I can imagine the atmosphere. I can imagine that feeling, man. Good on you guys sticking around.
It was quiet as a few was there. Like I jumped on and started having a good game. I think I lost a life pretty early on, but then I had like second and third lives really solid, like all the way through.
Mm.
And I got up to my PB and I tried to keep myself calm. And I was like, all right, 350, 360. Like, right, let's just take it easy. We're not there yet. We're still going to get to 400. And so I was just in the zone of just clearing the boards, as quick as possible, getting up those ladders as fast as possible, getting up ahead of the Firefoxes as quick as possible to get the hammer and run across. And it was just non-stop.
What a feeling that is, hey, when you get in the zone and you feel like you can actually kind of clear the boards easily. You know, it just flows.
Yeah. And it's like Dennis
so
said,
nice.
like you like all the year you have a couple of goes of Donkey Kong here and there, and it fucking kicks your ass. And then you all of a sudden get a day, like 8, 9, 10 hours to just jump on every hour, to jump on, have a good solid game, and just focus on your game and not worry about anything else that's going on. Just jump on and have a go. And that's like the same as me. Last year's Kong off was a PB during qualifying, same as Dennis. You just
Crazy.
getting that time to sit on the machine, remember all those stupid, ridiculous, intricate little rules you have to remember to stay alive.
Yeah.
And just put them into effect and just play and play. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
It's
Neil
crazy that it brings the best out in us. Sorry.
I was sitting next to Neil at the front bar at Netherworld, and we were watching on Neil's phone, watching Mikey play and watching the score climb. And yeah, when Mikey passed over the threshold to make the top 16, everyone just erupted. It was huge.
That's so cool.
It was a really cool experience. I got a little video of it, of everyone celebrating the win. So
you should upload it so I can
audio?
play it on the
100%.
podcast.
Can we see that now, Neil? I mean, if it sounds really shit, we can just cut it out of the podcast. But if it doesn't. Hey guys, Sean here. Thanks to everyone who tunes into the Play It Up podcast. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Play It Up Podcast. You can find the full video podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor, and more. If you want to ask us a question, you can do so on Anchor, and your question will be featured on the podcast. If you like what we do, please remember to like, review, comment, follow or subscribe, and please recommend us to your friends. Thanks guys, and enjoy the episode. What were we up to? What did we...
Talking about, we were at Netherworld watching Mikey smash one out. Fucking getting 500k on DK, you beast.
Oh, that's what you were watching on Neil's phone. Mikey smashed one out. Was that on Pornhub?
It hasn't made Pornhub yet. It's like just one that's
we'll
going
put that.
around
We'll put that 500k on Pornhub and see how many views it gets.
It's just on Reddit at the moment. Come and see some warm drip next to the cold drip.
Yeah, mate. Each video, 89%. Beautiful.
89%. Hey, that's decent, mate.
Yeah,
That's a lot of thumbs up.
it's a lot of bananas.
Oh shit.
Right, so
But yeah.
you got to 360k,
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, and then pushed on through to the
then you were
400.
like, this was on your last man, or
Oh, shit, I don't know.
I think you
I
still had.
lost track.
I think you still had one to
Dude.
go.
yeah,
I believe, because you were. I reckon when you got into the 400s, you were down on your last man. But
right,
yeah, when we watched, you were definitely like when you carried over the 406 that that Boner was. Yeah, I reckon you were on your last man then, but not in the 300s or anything like that. So it must have happened in between there and then.
once you got to that score that you needed, the 406, did you get more nervous, or was it like a relief? And were you thinking at some point, all right, kill screen could happen?
No, I wasn't thinking about kill screens at all. I was just like, I can't believe
That's
I'm
good.
still going at 400,000 points.
Yeah, I felt the same, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
It's so weird. Because what was your previous PB, Dennis?
394,400 was my PB, and
yep.
so
Yep.
I did like almost 50k on top of that, which is fine. PB's
nice.
PB.
Great.
Wouldn't care if it's an extra 100 points. Still counts.
That's it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know that during that, I think during the day to get a score like that, and then just it's kind of like a feeling of relief, but you also know that you've still got a hell of a long way to go at the same time as well. Once you pass over your PB, you try not to think about it. It's hard, but you have to try and shut it out and just focus on just taking the game a board at a time. And it's, I found that a big challenge. But once, like Sean said, once you clear it and you get a little bit past, I was actually okay after that and calmed down a little bit. But yeah, before then, it's like doing springs. I think when you're close to your PB, there's a lot going on the screen, and it just makes me sort of really unsettled. And once you get past the springs onto the next barrel board and you get close to your PB, then that's like really cool.
Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. But it's it's nerve-wracking. I guess once you get past your PB or whatever you needed to qualify, it's like, well, everything else is just a bonus now. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and every time there's a rivet to repairs, I think the pressure just gets more and more. Trying to stay in the top 16. So I was thinking there, like, because Kai Stall was playing at the same point that Mikey was playing as well, and I thought, because Mikey not only went past Anthony Boner Edwards, he went past me, and he went past another two blokes that were above me in the top 16 as well. He leapfrogged three of us and ended up qualifying 13th. So it was a huge effort, man. It was amazing to watch, far out. But I was kind of scared that I was going to get knocked out. But then,
so that was like 200, nearly 200k PB. Is that right, Mikey?
Yeah, like 150-ish. Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Pretty
are you thinking now though, like, okay, maybe I could be a kill screener?
Well, all I'm thinking now is I just want to play it again. I want to play. Like, I haven't had the feeling of wanting to play Donkey Kong for a long time until I
see a doctor.
That's it.
I guess that's a symptom of COVID now.
That's the only thing that's changed. Yeah, like I want to play again. I want to get on and have those couple of credits a week again and get back into it.
Good on you.
But nothing. My score is nothing compared to. Hey, what?
I've even been feeling like playing just because I was watching it a lot, and everyone's getting like PBs. Neil got another kill screen. Which we need to talk about. What an animal!
Oh
on an original board.
We'll cover that definitely.
Oh, baby,
it's huge.
How was your qualifying day, Neil? You had a bit of a big day, eh?
Yeah. So I was a bit nervous going in because I just it wasn't that many months before that I got the kill screen, so I actually felt like a little bit of pressure, or like that I needed to put up a decent score. Whereas
To prove
previous
that
years,
you are a kill screener and not a
yeah.
fraud.
Well, like last year, because there were so many players away with COVID, like I was really stoked to make the top 16 for the first time. But this year, I was really keen to make the top 16, having like most of the players back. So I had a really rough start. I had 2 really shit starts in games, and I just left those games because I didn't feel like they were going anywhere. Like both of them, I died on both of those games. I died twice by level 4, so it was just like, this isn't going to happen, kind of thing. And then I had one decent game, which was I got 505k, and that kind of put me up there, which was I was happy with that score, but I thought I could do a little bit better. So I had another crack, and I got I think it was like 759 or something like that. I felt like that could have been a kill screen, but I was feeling really good. You know how you just get into a groove with Donkey Kong, and everything feels like just right. I was just smashing boards, and I was playing on one of the last cabs that it wasn't actually rigged up to the video.
Yeah, the switcher.
So,
yeah.
yeah. So I actually, when the game started getting high, I was noticing like from the bezel has like a bit of like it mirrors a bit, if not like it's got a reflection. No, I was noticing more and more kind of feet and legs like coming around to see what was going on, kind of thing. And that made me really nervous, and I shut the bed pretty bad on the pies. Got 759, but that was pretty good at the time. I think it was like second or third, and because it happened somewhat earlier in the day, and then like obviously it got pushed down, so I ended up coming 6th for the qualifying. So I was stoked with that. I just wanted to make the top 9. So
nice.
Yeah, to come out with 6 was
amazing.
pretty cool.
I should
759 was it?
759.
759,900, qualifying 6th, which was huge.
Nice.
I should also clarify as well that Mikey actually placed 11th in the top 16 and not 13th as well. Sorry, mate. I've just brought it up now. I'm looking at the qualifiers, and 16th was myself with 442,100. 15th was Greg Pelly with 465,900. 14th was Aaron Raynor, the doctor himself.
New PB. Yeah, another new PB.
467,200. Yeah.
Okay.
And 13th, another PB from Jack Philippi as well.
Huge.
Jack got 483,100, which was huge.
Lovely.
Number 12 was Mr. J-Mac with 488,600. Massive score. And then Mikey at 11th with 505,400. Yeah, and
nice.
The top 10 were pretty much all the usual suspects, with the inclusion of Pat Silver as well, who's joined us for his first Kong off and did incredibly well. So 10th was Danny. He got 584,200. Hey, mate. Must have been the human element, Danny. Number 9 was Tagster, 634,900. 8th was Kibby, 667,000 flat. 7th, Barra at 707,400. 6th was Neil, 759,900. Pretty close following Alan Stall as well, who was on 796,500. So yeah, like very much in the upper echelons of the scores there, mate. And then Pat Silver, he got 834,900. I think he came pretty close to kill screening in qualifiers as well. So Yeah, I only caught the end of that when he'd finished, and he was pretty devastated that I think he might have got to level 20 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was maybe even 21.
Oh, was it really?
I can't remember, but he was
Pat. Far
he
out.
was up there. He was up there. Was that a PB for him? I'm not sure.
Not a PB for Pat. Sorry, no.
No.
Pat's. Pretty sure
Maybe
that
he's
he
an
had
850 or
gotten
something
850
now,
or something
maybe.
before. But if it was a PB for you, Pat, and I've got that wrong, I do apologise. We've talked about it, and I feel bad that I've forgotten. Because
Yeah,
That's
there was
it,
good
it's
players,
not.
man.
Yeah,
there's a lot that happened that day.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Was the number? He was number 3. Did you say?
number 4 was Pat, and the top 3
Ah,
were Shane Saul. Shano was number 3 at 862,600. Second was Jeffrey. Young Jeffrey got 892,200. Huge score.
Kill screen. Yeah, the
nice.
only
And
kill screen of the day.
Yeah,
Yes.
kill screen time.
Yeah, wow.
And number
Kill
1.
screen, and you still didn't win.
Yeah,
the
and number
qualifying.
1 was Matt
Crazy.
Tecchio. 924,100 for Matt. So
Wow.
there were actually no million point games in qualifiers this year like there were last year, which was I found very surprising. But yeah, there was it felt a lot more tight and competitive this year because we had a lot more people who could make it. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it, the fact that there was a bit more pressure. And yeah, because last year, who got the mill last year? Do you remember, Neil?
Barra
That's
got
right.
the mill. It
Yep.
was like 1,100,000
Yep.
or something like that. It was like, yeah,
Shane-
he just got in.
Shane
But-
got his petrol money for first kill screen, which is Shane's petty money, which Jeff stole off of him this year. And yeah, that's
Should
right.
have given it to him anyway.
He's worth it. Hey, Shano.
Yeah, on you, Jeffrey. Yeah, nice one. So then, after that big day, I'm guessing some people went out and partied. Some people took it easy because they wanted to play well. Yeah, did you guys take it easy afterwards, or was it a big night?
I was a good boy. I was on light beers at Netherworld because I had to drive home, and I still had the setup for the next day. When Adam, Tanya, and I we still had to go in and do final checks on the machines for the finals day. So I couldn't play up too much. Otherwise, yeah.
Couldn't play it up too much.
Play it up loud.
Hey?
Play it up.
I kind of want to change the name to the Play It Up Loud podcast.
I do a little bit
Sounds
too.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Even the Play It Loud podcast would have been pretty cool. Maybe it would have got sued by Nintendo though. Yeah.
I'm happy with what we've got. We've got the posters now. We can't go back. So,
Yeah.
it's in print.
Yeah, Play It Up's all right.
Yeah, so no, I was a good boy. I think Neil and Pelly and Barra and the other guys, I saw them hitting pints of sour and that sort of stuff, and I thought, oof.
Yeah, I got on the sauce. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, got all the sauce, you know.
Well, it was a lot of celebrating being done. It was great to just have those PBs and, you know, just have a couple of games around you. But yeah, just had some drinks, had some good times. And thought about tomorrow, which was a big day. But yeah. It
felt like it was halfway, half the battle was done, which literally it was in getting to qualifiers. But it was really good. I felt, even though I couldn't party too hard, it was great to just hang out with everybody and have a couple of beers, and that was one of the coolest things, to be able to just spend the time with everybody after we couldn't the year before. So that was good. Hanging out with, hearing some stories from Tagster and Pelly and. Yeah, Barra's always got something interesting to say as well. So, yeah.
Those accents, man. I could listen to Barra and Tags talk all day long.
Yep.
They should just start their own podcast.
Should.
I don't care what they talk about.
You heard it first.
Call it the Kongoff.
Kongoff podcast.
Yeah, what could we call it? I don't know. Couldn't think of anything good there.
Rank S,
Shout out
Rank
to
S
you,
podcast.
Taxa. Well, we lost Mikey. I guess he'll come back.
It was too intense for Mikey.
Yeah.
Hey, mate.
Just thinking
I
about
can, I
Taxa's
can.
sweet voice.
No, I thought I heard his audio.
There he is.
Oh, yeah. It said the meeting had stopped. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck, what do I do?
For you,
Dennis
maybe.
kicked-
No.
kicked you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What did I
Nice.
do? Nah, man, it's all good. Yeah, that was
So, yeah.
that was one of the most fun things, though. Even though like we weren't talking a huge night out, it was just great to hang out with everyone, and even that alone made it
Sure.
worth it. It was cool.
Hell yeah! In the motherland of Netherworld, the motherland of arcade gaming for us.
And even still, hanging out at Brewdog was fantastic as well. What a venue to have it at. It's really nice to. It's just, I think the space that we've got, it almost feels like it's purpose built for it. That we have the bar that is right there in amongst the thick of it, in front of where all the arcade cabs are, in the middle of the hall, with the rows of pinballs on either side, and it doesn't feel like anybody's intruding on anybody's space. Everything is easy to get to, and there's plenty of space for everyone to get around, and no one feels like they're bumping shoulders like we were that year at the Ekka, Sean. So it's it was really good, and not very far to walk to the bar either.
I went to the Ekka today, guys, and I went to the old Stockman's bar. We had a little drinky up there.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I wonder what's around the corner up where the old pavilion was, where we had the BPAC 2019.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and I was like, this can't be the space we had this event in. This is tiny. It felt like a third of the size of what it actually felt like when we were there in 2019. It was super weird. Like going from the entrance to where like the back of that pavilion was, where you walk out to where like the rest of the horse stables are, it was like 20 meters.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It was like tiny, like a tiny little room, and it felt massive at the time. But going back and having a look at the actual space today was insane. It was super weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit now, would it? Like,
Fuck no.
It's just gotten too big.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have just the arcade side of things in there, or just the pinball, but not
just
both.
the arcades. Nowhere near, not all the pinballs. No way. Just the arcades would have fit in there.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I
I'm
believe
so
there were
excited to
8
see
cabs.
what it's like next year.
Yeah. The magic number will be for 16 next year, man. So you'll see it at its biggest. Be massive.
Oh, yeah. Massive, bro.
Massive.
Oh, shit. You want a chip, bro? I showed Johnny that when he was here, the Beach Daz thing, which is common in Australia and New Zealand to watch, but he loved it. And he kept trying to do the accent, but he would just be laughing too much. He couldn't do it. Oh, shit, Johnny. That's awesome. So then you guys got there early, or, kind of early the next day. Was it 10 a.m.? When did it start?
So I was there at 7 a.m. The next day, because Adam Lee has a tradition every year where he does a recording called Symphony of Kong. You may know of it if seen every year, where he gets all the machines credited up, and he'll walk along at a steady pace and hit player 1 as he goes along, and so you can hear everything start. Then you can hear the first death, and then hear the startup music again, and it goes over a few waves until game over. And so, he's been doing that every year since Kong off 3. So this is the third one. And
very cool.
It was really interesting. It takes it very seriously now. So it's very important that everything was set up right. Oh, mate, we were there tuning speakers and making sure that everything was the same volume, and that there were none of the speakers had any buzz or anything like that. We couldn't have the symphony ruined. And
a little insight into the crazy mind of Adam Lee. This
the
is
mind of a madman.
What he does. It's interesting because he does so much like good meticulous work with like the things he designs, like the 16 Mr. Video.
The 16 channel switcher.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he built the what's it called, that movie with the arcade cab, Last Starfighter.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Built
yeah,
that, and it looks like
that's right.
exactly the same as the movie. So like,
Yes, Starfighter nearly
clearly
made it to
has like
BPAC
a
this year, but we ran
wow.
out of time, unfortunately. So maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
That'd be
Just
sick.
ran out of time,
It's
fortunately.
interesting to see that it's a meticulous mind at work, with
Yeah.
how he set up just something like the Symphony of Kong, which it's not like for a competition or anything. It's just something he's passionate about.
It's just for
doing
him.
every
Yeah.
year. It's so cool, man.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Got to respect someone who does things, right.
Yeah.
Love it.
So we were there early, and we got that done, and we also did a verify of all of the hardware and the 4-way joysticks, jump buttons, and everything else that you need for verification to DKF as well. So I went and did the record video of all the hardware and did everything, saved that, and yeah, we provided a copy to Jeremy at DKF, and yeah, consequently, any of the scores that were set at AK05 are now verified scores, and I think they just got updated on the high score table a couple of days ago.
So cool. So cool.
So it's it was worth it to go and make sure that everybody gets that recognition if they have a standout game. Ironically for me, so I can get a PB as well. So yeah,
Should
it was good. So that was another thing, and by then everybody was filing in, and we had to set up all the ropes and cord and everything off, and say, "No, you can't touch anything until the competition starts today." So yeah, Tyson was around, sort of trying to corral everybody into the right areas and get it all ready for kickoff, and yeah, that was sort of
nice.
And that's all I really remember, apart from just getting my ass kicked by Matt Tecchio in the first round.
Before we go on, just because you mentioned Donkey Kong Forum and how all the scores got updated,
Yes.
I'll just so Neil is now number 88th in the world with 889,200. Cracked the top 100.
Top 100, baby.
Plus, he'll be there for a while now, because I was number 100 for a while, but since that and a few other scores, I've been knocked down to 103rd spot with 871,000.
Yep.
Pelly up just above me at 99th, 876,600, but that was the 4th of June, so not long ago.
Damn.
And then if we keep going down, you can see Patrick Silver there, 835,000 is his, I guess that's his PB then, unless he's done one then since then that hasn't been verified.
So was it, yeah, because I've got 834,900 for the competition for Pat. Is that what it is on
Yeah,
on DKF?
so he was 1,000 off his PB if that
Ouch.
one's current. Yeah, 835,000 on the 22nd of May.
100 points off.
Board, yeah, crazy. Yeah.
What's his position, Sean, on DK?
118 number
my God.
in the world.
Might have been the
Crazy.
reason. Yeah, might have been part of the pressure.
Could have been a.
That makes sense.
Got Tagster just under him, number 120 in the world, 831,500.
800.
Now I'm going to search for Dennis Edmonds, number 191, mate. You're in the top 200.
Oh,
nice.
442,100.
That'll do me just fine.
Michael.
I'm 2,000 points below Matt McBride, I think, who is on the Kong League Discord as well. So,
Right.
yeah, I was giving McBride a hard time saying that Target acquired and hunt him down. But,
Nice. We got
Hey,
Kibby
Matt,
actually,
if you-
because I searched
Kibby.
for Michael, and
Oh,
Kibby's at number 85 with 892,900, which he just did on the 5th of August.
yeah, he just did that a couple of days ago. Yeah, second kill
First
screen.
kill screen. First kill screen
Second
since
kill screen.
2016 or 17 or something like that. So
Yeah.
huge. Well done, Kibby.
Well done
Feels
again,
like
Kibby.
Yeah,
Just have to
guys
keep
just beasting
have to
arcade
keep
games. at the
setting
moment.
records and playing games good. Well done.
Good on you, man. Jeez, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
97, you got Michael Edwards, 877,300. I'm just trying to find
all the mates.
Yeah, maybe I need to look
Everyone's
for Coolican because you're probably under
No,
just
yeah,
Mike.
look for Mike, M-I-K-E.
Right. Here he is, number 176 in the world on the most, I guess, updated list that we have. 505,400. You've also got someone else at number 176 with the same score, Jim Caton. That was from 2008.
Yeah, boy.
Crazy.
Nice,
Yours
Mikey.
was set on the 16th of July at KOA, Kong off Australia 5.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's sort of that update. I mean, I could go through everyone, but it's going to take a while.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Sorry.
On with the show, please.
Yeah.
So either of you guys,
What are we talking about?
yeah, please take us through the coin drop for and the start for the top 16.
I got a great video of the start of finals day. Oh fuck! My thing's just lost itself again. Hang on a sec. Oh fuck!
I'm gonna buy you a new computer, Mike. For serious.
I've got. What's going? I've got
we're gonna get a GoFundMe and buy Mikey a computer.
Yeah.
My Discord has popped up.
Make the Play It Up podcast better.
My computer's gone crazy.
Oh, that's great.
Oh shit! Can you guys see me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You look great. You look great.
There we go. All right. I've just come back. All right.
Yeah. What I might do is I might see if I can grab a link off you for the video, and we'll tack it in so that everyone can get an idea of the atmosphere. We're all sitting there.
Yeah, we should pepper in some photos and videos.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Because my very good friend Danny over here is going to run to his in. Danny, take it away, baby. All right, boys, everyone ready to go. Let's get pumped. Here we go. Get on ready to go. All right, get on back down here. We're going right down the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, boys!
I'll smash for
That'd be
sure.
awesome.
I've got like listening to all the music when everyone hits the start button at once, and it's like the whole Kong noise happening. It was beautiful.
Were you in the first group, Dennis? Or the second group? Yeah.
Yes, I was. I was in Group 1 against the King.
And how did you go?
As well as I possibly could. Let's put it that way.
So you lost.
Oh fuck yeah, of course I did. It was it is on Netherworld's YouTube channel now because the VOD's transferred over from Twitch, but you can see how I went against Matt, and I think it was Danny came up and talked to me after my game and said that that's like the most nervous that he was out of all of the games in when he was watching Kong off, because he said it was a bit touch and go, which I was not aware of playing at all. So when we started, I obviously like when like what Mikey said, when you hit player one and you can hear the whole resonance of like, in every cab in the row, it's huge and all encompassing, and it's a little nervy, to be honest, especially in first group. I played through as well as I could, and I noticed as I was playing that the numbers were starting to thin out, and I took a couple of lives, stupid life losses early, doing stuff that I shouldn't have done, which made me play really conservative. So I just ran boards, and I kept doing that. And I think at that point, because I was running boards, my total score was moving ahead of Matt's slightly, because he was playing the play that he knows. Like Matt has his method of game, which is to maximize all of his scoring opportunities, and as such, he takes a lot longer on each board, and his points don't climb as quick, but he ends up with a total score a lot higher for every spot that he's in. So I moved ahead quite a bit, and along the way, I noticed that Matt was getting a little sort of animated, which is not really normal for Matt in playing in Kong off at all. He's usually pretty composed, and I wanted to try and do at least a tiny little bit of trying to play a head game with Matt, where I just, even if I was annoyed with something or I took a bad loss of life, I didn't want to show it. So I just sat there still and
poker face.
Yeah, and but yeah, Matt took a few life losses as well, and because I was on the right of Matt, I could see his score and his extra lives, but he couldn't see mine. And so at a couple of times, Matt was leaning over to try and look in my screen. I could see him come up in my peripherals, and I was going to go like that and try and
you should have
block him.
It's not illegal.
But yeah. But
got to dethrone the king somehow.
As it turned out, I went ahead and I ended up with about I want to say like 270 or something like that, which was respectable.
I've actually got the scores here. So you got 263, 700.
263. There you go.
Yeah.
So that was kind of good. I was happy. Like my
competition score.
Yeah. My whole hope in the first round of qualifiers playing against Matt was that I just put up at least 100K. So it looked like I put up a fight. Then when
you just lay down and take it.
Yeah, I bowed out anyway. And Matt still had a game to play, and I walked around the rope and back again, and sort of said hello to everyone once I was back over the other side with everyone out. And I think it was Matt and another pair of people that were playing against each other as well. And so Matt was sitting on his own. He was on maybe 180, I think, at that point, and he didn't have any lives left. And I thought, oh wow, that's pretty crazy. Like I actually thought that he still had like one life left, because I noticed, like I was saying before, I saw him sort of get like a little frustrated in my peripherals while he was playing. I thought, Matt must have had a couple of bad boards, and I didn't realize that he actually didn't have any lives left. So I thought, I actually started to feel a little bad. I thought, oh man, what if he gets a wild or something like that and it takes him out? And then like,
you're too nice, Denny.
And then the king
feeling bad for your competitor
gets knocked out. Well, I don't know. I wanted it for him as well, but I wasn't going to make it easy for him either. Fuck him. So I played as well as I could, and but then once I bowed out, I wasn't going to get any higher score, so I wanted him to do as well as he could, man. And just watched him play, and slowly, Matt, the way he does, he's very very practiced and calculated the way that he plays, and takes his as many scoring opportunities as he can get, and he slowly climbed up past and went on through to the next round. And he when he walked around, he was like, wow, I was really nervous that I wasn't going to get there that time. And I was like, yeah, me too. I was so scared.
Match,
but it was a hell of a match. Apparently it was good to watch, so that was nice. At least we put on a show. That was good. I didn't win.
I remember watching that, and I was cheering, like hoping for you to win. Just to, you got to love an underdog, man.
An underdog.
It would have been such an upset. I remember thinking, wow, this could actually happen.
Yeah. It's like David and Goliath, except David actually won, not Goliath. Goliath did win in this instance, Kong, so it's not really the same metaphor. But man, it was a hell of a battle.
Dennis and Goliath.
Oh, but I reckon you would smash him in a fight. So it kind of was David and Goliath in a way. Like you would just like throw him around like a sack of potatoes. I reckon he's got.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea.
Not even he's wearing that massive belt. He's
I wouldn't back myself, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, just remember that, Dennis. If someone beats you, you might be able to beat him in a real fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll just whisper to him with if I go up against him next time. I'll just tell him that I'm waiting for him in the parking lot.
Yeah. Need me behind the tuck shop at lunch, mate. I'm going to smash you.
Beat me and you're fucked.
So the other matches happening in the first round was Michael Kibbe lost to Sean Tagg at 265.
Kibby loves losing
Ah.
to Sean's in the first round, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a bit of an upset. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Um,
That Kibbies.
Patrick Silva beat Jack Filippi at 99k.
Yeah.
What?
Um,
99k.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jack had a dog of a game.
That's unlucky.
He was talking about it on stream. Poor guy. Fuck. It sounded rough.
It happens. Yeah.
And then Alan Stahl beat J-Mac at 116k.
Lit.
Right.
And qualifying
Okay.
like the finals are brutal. Yeah.
They are.
Shit.
So what makes them such good viewing though?
Yeah.
The nerves, like you can't it's one and done. You can't reset the game.
There's a lot of forces at play, isn't there, really? Like Donkey Kong in itself is a force, and then you've got your own mental battle that you've got to try and play against the game, and then you've got the crowd and just the atmosphere and nerves. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Nice.
So-
and then that was group one, hey? So
Yeah.
group one, round one.
So that I was actually really comfortable going in on the day, but
right,
I was
mate.
up against Mike. But-
So you knew you had an easy win. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No,
It's only
super-
Moldy Mike.
Mike was trying to fucking give it to him.
I felt really comfortable playing Mike
Oh.
because we I don't think it would have mattered if who won. We would have been stoked for each other, so it was all good.
It was a play it up
Whoever
matchup
wins.
made in heaven.
Yeah, play it up wins no matter what. So
Exactly.
But I found as soon as I heard all the coin drop of the first round, and watching them, I was getting agitated. I just wanted to be on the cab and playing.
Neil
I started
starts
to-
just like
I was getting fully nervous about it. Yeah, it was like a crack addict
junkie.
or something. Yeah.
Were the shakies starting to cut in before you played, or
No, I didn't get shakes much during the finals for some reason.
great?
I don't know why, which was good
Hmm.
because that's what I do. But yeah, Mikey and I went up against each other, and I lost 2 lives on the first level. Yeah,
what?
it just two wild barrels just chopped me up. And I was
Jeez.
starting to
kneel?
be like, yeah,
To
I was-
Neil.
I was starting to shit the bed.
Wow.
Just out of I was just really concerned. You just want to put up a good score at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
here I am on
Well, you said-
2000.
You said the day before when you had games like that, you just walked away from them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Jeez.
But these so
Wow.
I was really nervous that I wasn't going, because if you lose your third man before you even get 7.5k, there's no fourth man.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I was
Yeah.
so I heard that Mike lost a life, but I was playing along, and then all of a sudden Mike just hopped off the game. That's my kind of recollection of it, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then I had the score, and that was it. So yeah,
What's
it
the
was
scores?
for Mikey and I.
Not good.
Mikey got 105k, and I was on 132 at the time.
Oh, that's
all right.
right. You.
You
Above
got over the
100
100,
is-
Mikey. That's
That's
cool.
Yeah.
You got
I
there, brother.
got I got to second or third springs, and I just started walking into springs. I was nervous and I couldn't get my timing right. And
I
I
did
wasn't
that shit.
even I was walking into them trying to get to the safe spot, not even trying to run to the ladder or anything. I was just whoop, I'm dead.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bugger.
So how many times did you die like that?
Yeah, that was twice. Yeah.
Twice. Right.
Oh,
Damn.
sucks.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah,
there,
it
though.
happens, but
Been
it's all
there.
part of
Finals.
I'm still there usually.
Yeah. It's all part of next year you'll probably feel slightly more comfortable because you've done it before.
Totally.
It's just
Yeah.
you got to have the
Yeah.
experience,
After you kill screen before Kong off next year, you'll be super comfortable and just
That's
walking.
right. 2 kill screens. 2
Yeah.
kill screens,
Yeah,
definitely.
we should just change the name of the podcast to the Kill Screen Podcast if you guys do that, and we're all kill screeners.
I'll get back to you on that. No promises.
Yeah, please, guys. Nah, I don't want to change the name anyway.
Sorry, Mikey, I took over there a bit. Do you want to add anything to our game? Or
Nah, that's like I remember just getting in there and just dying on springs, and I was out. That was it. And I remember when you were saying you lost 2 lives early on, I only remember like you losing 1 life. I didn't hear the other one when it happened or notice it as I was playing. So I was playing along thinking you were already like a life up on where I was going to be, and then
it's weird. Anyway. It's definitely taught me not to listen out for people dying.
Yeah.
Because so I heard Mikey die once early on, and then like he just walked away from the machine. I'm like, what's he? Has this guy just shot himself, or does he need to get a coffee quick? I don't know, but yeah, it was a really weird experience.
What's this bloke doing?
But the other games for that second round was Jeff Sutter beat Greg Pell on 378k.
Good match.
Yeah, definitely. Barra beat Danny on 271k. And nice. Shane Saul beat Aaron Rayner on 117k.
Aaron, please.
Yeah, well done, Doctor.
Yeah, definitely.
Going against Shane, that would be I'd be nervous playing against someone like a player like the caliber of Shane. It's just I can understand it would be hard. So he did really well.
I would just try to talk to him during the way to put him off.
You're not allowed to.
He's a man of few words sometimes. At least with me in the past. So.
You'd get yellow carded and that sort of thing for the event now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tyson would lay down the law, dude. Definitely.
I like that.
Yeah. It's.
I would just fart then. You can't get in trouble for farting, right?
Yep. I believe that I believe that Alan did actually during the.
Really?
Yeah, he hit the cab versus Pat Sylvia.
Yeah, but in that round he did. But yeah, I think the first round he dropped his guts or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, everyone was standing around like, "Oh, what's that?" And I think someone was like, "I think it's Alan."
That's classic. Oh, gross.
Pretty rad.
That's so funny though. Awesome. So then it was just Neil. Neil was the survivor out of you guys.
Yep.
For round 2.
Yeah. So
what happened then, Neil?
Well, before the match, we had to sign this. We were signing this like the chart, where like because like on the side of one of the cabs, it's got like the bracket.
Yeah, the brackets. That's right.
And I looked at the bracket. I was like, I was up against Shane Saul next, and I looked at the other 2 people on the side of my bracket, and it was like Barra and Satter. I'm like, man, I'm so far out of my depth here. Like, these guys are insane. And then you look at the other side of the bracket. It was Patrick Silva, Alan Starr, Matt Tecchio, and Sean Tagg. So it was just like, I felt like a pretty small fish. Felt like a small fish in a big tank by then. So I came up against Shane, and I had another early death, but I scraped up 330k. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, nice, man.
And bombed out after that. So Shane hadn't died. He was fucking crushing it. So as Shane does. So he definitely he spanked me, but that's okay. I was pretty for like my second qualifying Kong off. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's amazing, man. Well done. That's such a strong score to set. And it's good that you definitely put your foot down, which is great to see.
So during that round, Patrick Silva lost to Alan Stahl in the New South Wales Kong off.
Yep.
They got 304k. Tecchio beat Tag by 230k, and Jeff beat Barra. On 484k. So well done, Jeff. That's pretty
big match.
That's solid.
Wow. Jeff's a heavy hitter with his scoring, and it was surprising, even though Jeff, like we know how good Jeff really is, but to see that he took down Barra, that was like that was huge. I didn't expect that at all. And yeah, it just goes to show you that Jeffrey is sort of like he's probably going to end up with a belt of his own at some point. I would expect.
Definitely.
He is, he is a hitter for sure.
Oh yeah, nice one, Jeff.
So I suppose, like, do you want me to keep on going with who played who in the semis?
Yeah, sure.
So it was Matt versus Alan, and Matt won by 431k, and Jeff lost to Shane on 363k. So that's damn good semi-final games
Definitely
coming into things. And then the final, so it was Matt versus Shane, and it Tekio won, as we all know, by 253k.
Yep.
So congrats. To Matt. I think everyone kind of was a bit funny. I think everyone kind of realized how much he wanted Matt to win after he did it, because like you could see how much it meant to him.
Yeah.
It
was excellent to see.
Yeah, it was like he was a wonderful winner, and
I think it meant more to Danny than it went to Matt.
It did meant a lot to Danny.
That was so nice to see. I loved watching that video of Danny, like just loving the fact that Matt won. That was gave me the feels.
Yep,
for sure.
And
I'm sure it still made a shitload to Matt. Not to.
Yeah, I think like because I feel like Matt plays it down a little bit, but like when he won it, you could see just how.
Yeah, a little bit came through there, definitely. I reckon.
Yeah,
sure.
He puts so much work into Kong, so it's got to feel good.
Yeah,
definitely. And a huge shout out to Shane Saul for making 4 of the 5 Commonwealth finals. It's just absolutely insane.
Yeah,
what an
that's
animal.
amazing.
What's his record now for win and loss in head-to-head?
Oh,
15 and 4.
Yeah, I thought you meant finals. Sorry.
No. Yeah, it's like 15 and 4 or 15 and 5 or something like that, but I'll check that out.
Yeah, awesome. Because I think he was 9 and 3 or something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 12 and 4.
And 2.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't know.
Good
I'm just speaking out my ass, but yeah. Fucking good.
It's a good win-loss.
Yeah, good.
Pretty much. Yeah. If you want to win the Australian Commonwealth, you have to beat Shane Saul. That's
yeah. True, and that's not easy to do.
No.
Yeah, well done to everyone who entered. Well done to everyone who qualified, and yeah, good on you guys, putting up PBs.
Yep.
Taking names.
Yeah.
Good on you. I wish I was there, but next year.
Yeah.
Then we had post Kong off. It was a bit of a party, which was good. We had quite a lot of events as well following Kong off as well as a part of BPAC, and I think what was it next after that, Mikey? Was it the trip to Flipped after?
It was the two-headed monster comp at Netherworld.
Of course. That's right.
Yeah.
And that was an insane amount of fun.
Yep.
Whew.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? Like, is that when one person plays the controller and this joystick, one person
correct.
hits the buttons?
Yeah.
Yep. So games were diabolically chosen by John Tannehill for their difficulty to be able to play in 2 players, and so there were gun games, and there was racing games like Daytona. There was ice cold beer as well. So playing ice cold beer, where one person has one of the ends of the rod, and someone else has got the other, and have to try and balance the ball bearing up. And
I thought point blank was a tougher choice, where one holds the gun and the other person has to use the trigger. I thought that was super tough. I'm glad I didn't get the challenge, but that was a tough challenge.
Time Crisis, someone was on the pedal, and someone else was on the on the trigger as
Oh, that's
well.
not
And
too bad.
you'd be surprised. It's pretty hard to coordinate that when it's split second sort of stuff, and you
True.
need to reload and make sure you don't get a bullet in the face. And if you step
Yeah.
somebody out before they've reloaded or whatever, then or before they're prepared, then
Yeah.
bullets and not good. So yeah, I think Ryan and I were teamed up, and we lost. I think we won one round against Matt and Mark, and that was it. We were back at the bar pretty quick drinking, so it wasn't too bad,
Not a bad
Is that
place to
Matt
lose at
and Mark
Netherwell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, you mean I have to
Yeah,
go and get a
true.
drink?
Terrible. Is that Matt and Mark from Game System?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. Mark Bell and Matt Tolhurst. We beat them at Tron, and that was our only victory.
Yeah,
that
Tron
evening.
was fun to play to two people. That
Yeah,
was
spinner
a good
and
challenge.
trigger. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Very
another
nice. Was it like a two strikes, three strikes sort of thing, or how did it work?
Third strike, you were out. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Who
I've
won?
got a great,
The
I've
two-headed
got an
monster.
I got a really great photo at the end of it where I got Mitch from the bar take a photo of everyone who joined in the comp. Just look at the photo here. It's Kibby and Shane took that one out. They were the winners.
Oh, that's a good team. Jeez.
Yeah. And Tommy Josie and John Tannehill, they came second.
Nice. Congrats.
And Ree and myself, we teamed up together. We came third. Got the,
Yeah,
got
well
the
done.
bronze,
Hey!
the bronze dragon trophy. Yeah.
Nice. The Bronze Dragon.
What a team.
Yeah, the trophies were awesome.
Yeah.
Sick little things. Yeah.
Metal
Do
cups.
you have it there, Mikey?
I'll go run and grab it real quick because I sort of broke it that night.
Oh,
Did it, Dave?
But I've just glued it back together, so I'm just going to grab it real quick and come in. Yeah.
Yeah, mine and Ryan's team, two guys, one up. We didn't do very well.
Two guys, one up. That's a good name. That's awesome. That's so good. Did you win any rounds or?
Our first round was against Mike and Ree playing MK2, and so straight away we were fucked.
Right.
The second.
That's a tough. So all four of you playing at the same time, right?
Yeah.
That's
One
awesome.
on the joystick, one
Yeah,
on the
it's
button.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
So
See if I can bring it up on the little camera here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks sick. Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, there it is focused. Wow. Nice. Right,
Is
so one of
that
the
a-
heads snapped off, did it?
Yeah, so it actually snapped into two parts, but I just glued it back together. It was absolutely fine. Yeah.
Is that a Straker creation? It looks like it might have been.
No, that's
that's-
Dr. Aaron Rayner.
Yeah, Aaron
With those-
3D printed those.
Oh, well done.
Legendary.
Good on you, Aaron.
When you know a bloke who is obsessed with 3D printers, occasionally it is helpful.
Yeah.
Bloody Aaron, those printers.
Awesome.
Crazy.
And yeah, the photos look so good. Like the
And how did
The tracker, sorry.
so what do you think the toughest one to play was with like the two people controlling the one game?
Don't know.
I reckon Point Blank sounds the hardest. Like
I never got to
having
play
two
that.
people on the same gun. It's just like logistically, there's not much room, you know.
Yeah, I actually found Daytona was actually challenging, like fun, but still challenging. Yeah.
NBA Jam wasn't very easy.
NBA Jam was
That was
hard. Yeah, but not in a fun way.
no.
Yeah. Sounds rough.
Yeah.
It does sound like a fun comp, but also very frustrating at times.
Yeah.
Nice. What was next? What was the next comp?
The next comp was.
I don't want to rush along, but there's so much to
That's
talk
all right.
about. We'll be here all night,
Yeah.
I reckon.
The next day was the road trip to Flit in Toowoomba.
Oh, nice. How was it?
Yeah, awesome.
It was good.
Great
That's
day.
really cool.
Had the whole place to ourselves. The whole arcade there. It was good time.
They had this cool basketball game.
Mm.
It's like a big dome.
Yeah.
and there's like all these little holes in it where a ping pong ball goes, and you have to. You've got like a trackball and it kind of lights up different holes. So what you need to do is like trackball to the hole and you have to tap it. And what you do is you need to tap it into your direction or like to your goal's direction. So we had a competition of that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, wow.
That
I
sounds
wish I knew what it was
awesome.
called. But
It's called
So
like
was
Sega. It was like Sega Sonic Championship Basketball or something like that, I reckon.
Yeah.
And
See
it's
if
like a
I've got a
mechanical
photo.
game. It's not just on a screen, is it?
Yep.
yeah,
An
it's
actual
correct.
ball
mechanical.
and stuff?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was very
Okay,
cool.
explain
And
it.
we did a little mini head to like it was like a double elimination comp, if I'm
Nice.
right. I'm not sure. But yeah, we had a little play of that and people were
took that
getting
out?
into it. And
It's called speed basketball. Now, this is actually if this can come through, Sean, and you can see the photo,
Yeah.
should hopefully show you what it's like.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
see there's like
yeah,
a track. Yeah. So there's like these little pots, and
Wow.
the trackball lights up the light around the pot. So if the ball lands in the pot, you got to get your trackball light onto that pot and smash the fire button as quick as possible to get it to shoot it towards the enemies.
Yep.
Yeah,
That is
opposition's goal.
cool.
It's
What a great
wacky
idea.
game.
so
Oh,
yeah,
that's wacky.
I really enjoyed playing it. Like it was just a bit of like fun. People
Yeah.
stood around and watched and got into it, and yeah, it was a really
yeah.
cool way to spend the time there. And they so someone won a pin for that. There was also like a pin for the highest score on Godzilla pinball.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Mark Bell took that one out.
And there was a pin for Robotron as well, I believe.
Robotron.
And Robotron. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
So
Yeah, so we stayed there, had a feed, and we drank the cathode ray. What is it?
Forgotten
An IPA.
Worlds
Forgotten
IPA.
Worlds cathode. Yeah, cathode ray IPA or whatever it is. But
That's cool.
Ben Campbell's new venture with some friends there, and amazing beer, man. So yeah, we were on those.
Gotta love a good IPA.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and yeah, good day, and yeah, long day. So
Oh yeah.
what time did you guys end up leaving, Mikey? It was around about the same time as us. Be like, was it
it was
11,
about
11 o'clock or something? Wasn't it?
No, it was like more like 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. ish.
Oh, maybe that's when I got home. So I think I got home at nearly midnight.
So
And
yeah.
yeah, driving down the range after like playing games all day and like had a couple of beers early on. Then I behaved myself and was on softies and like the odd light beer, but mainly soft drinks. And yeah, just wrecked. It's like a full on day. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's tiring having so much fun. It really is.
We get to do it once a year, and yeah, it's a lot to squish in. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta go hard.
Yeah. And the
Nice.
next day was the
Next
Teams
day.
Royale, wasn't it, Mike?
No, the next day was One Up Arcade's 1cc day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What a corn chip.
Lads, I might have to call it here, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to,
Bugger.
but yeah, feel free to continue to go.
No worries, man. Thank you for your
But
time.
Yeah, no dramas. Yeah, enjoy sharing the rest of the podcasts and
No.
BPAC.
You have to stay.
Too easy.
All right, guys. Catch you.
See you, brother.
See you, mate.
Cheers, man. Catch you later.
Love ya. Never says it back. All right, yeah. Well, I guess we'll just go through the rest, eh?
Just
Yeah,
keep on
there's-
rolling.
Not a huge lot more to cover. I think the only other big things were like Ultimate Punch and the AAC, which I don't know about, which we'll get into. But
Yeah. So the Teams Royale, was that the comp that Neil brought?
yes,
That was,
the
yeah.
one that he kind of
that's what I was hoping
designed, I guess.
Neil would be able to give us the idea, the concept behind it, and what made him think of it. Because it was one of the events, just an evening event at Brewdog with all of the arcade games, and it's one that I really enjoyed the most. It was a fresh concept and
Yeah,
a bit of a different dynamic because the Teams Royale was split into, of all the competitors, they split everybody into two teams. So then you play as Team A versus Team B, and
Right.
so then it was like red team and blue team, and you as a team get to pick which player will play a certain game. So you like play to your strengths in each team. So every round they drew, I think 6 games, was it, Mikey? 5 or 6 games, something like that.
Yeah.
And so then, with your team of experts, you look at it, you go, okay, well, is this a Barra game? Can we get Barra to play that? No. All right. Well, then we'll get Kibby to play, and it just sort of went from there. And we had a great team and had a hell of a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it just because it was a great chance to interact with everybody as you're playing on the same side as most of the people, or half the people as well. Like I really enjoyed that instead of feeling like you're going head to head against somebody. And I thought that was great. It was relaxed and fun, and had a good time. Really enjoyed it.
Awesome. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was nice for something
if
different.
You got someone, that's real different. If there's someone on your team who is not that good at mini games, did they still get to play? Was that sort of built into it that everyone gets a turn?
Well,
you had to choose a person for the game.
Yeah, you did. But there was a limit that you could set. So if a game got chosen, let's say more than twice, then the person that you select to play that game can only play it a maximum of twice. Which means
good.
So then you can't just have the same person playing the same game all the time. You have to rotate it, or otherwise, if you've got someone who's awesome in a game, they can't just play it every time, or otherwise it'd be so unfair. So
it would.
And it just worked out that way, that because of that rule, that everybody contributed, everybody had to, and it worked really well, man.
Good design, Neil. You genius.
Yeah, it was really fun. I loved it. Brilliant. I loved it. It's just like a fresh way of playing games.
Yeah,
in a team situation.
Yeah, it was super fun. And I finished wiring up the Ultimate MK3 about 5 minutes before the competition started as well. So there are a few things that we still needed to do, like wiring up kick harnesses for the Namco games that were a part of the fighting comp. So JT and I were in there connecting all of that up and testing everything. And we got to the Ultimate MK3 conversion, got that finished just a few minutes before the comp started. So it was flat out really full on. But we got there.
Good work, man. Everyone appreciates your work for sure, I'm sure.
It was good fun, man. What wasn't good fun was that following that evening, I think we were messaging like the Kong group of folks for the event. It was like a fake Facebook Messenger group, either that or on Discord or something. One of the choose the bloody communication method. By then Tagster had gone home from Kong off, and he mentioned that he tested positive for COVID that morning. And I thought to myself, oh shit, that's someone that I've been hanging around with, and we've been sitting shoulder to shoulder with, drinking bloody beers at Netherworld. And I thought, I actually feel completely fine, but I don't want to be the outbreak monkey and spread shit for everyone. So I took a test before I went to the event that morning, and it came up positive, even though I had no symptoms at all. Like, it was crazy. I woke up and saw the message, took the test, and went, well, guess I'm not going in for the rest of the comp now. So which kind of sucked. Everything was done, which was good from like an operations sort of point of view, that all the games were ready to play, which was good. It was only just minor tuning stuff that needed to be done, and Tanner was more than competent to do that sort of stuff. And so I had to message Jimmy, and he was devastated for us as well. And so I sat out the rest of the comp. I didn't get to actually play an AAC, which is what I was really looking forward to. But I did get Kong off, which was good. And Yeah, so I was more fortunate than poor old Busho, who we haven't mentioned to at this point already, that caught COVID just before Kong off. So he was looking forward to it. His cab went, but he didn't. Poor bastard. So,
That sucks.
El Busho, sorry, brother. It was terrible that we couldn't play head to head against each other, man. Would have been great, but yeah. So I had the same, just with AAC. It was a bummer, but yeah, I got to have some fun.
Busho made it to AAC, didn't he? Or
yeah, he was a Teams Royale, I reckon, dude, from that point, because like a few days before Kong off, he tested positive, and then he did his ISO period and was all good, and managed to come back for the second half of it. So he kind of did a switcheroo.
Nice one.
Yeah.
At least you both got to go to part of it.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a complete loss, mate. It was just disappointing that a lot of the prep work that I did and the time that I spent volunteering, I didn't get to fucking enjoy it. So everything was ready and everything ready to rock and roll, but then it was like, oh, well, done. So, fuck all we can do about it.
Yeah.
Things happen.
We all enjoyed it, Dennis. Don't worry, man. We enjoyed every second of all those machines that you had up and running and that were working like beautifully well.
Nah, that's rad, dude.
It was amazing.
It's good to hear. It's why I spent a bit of time like refurbishing my machines that went in there, man. Because it's when you're playing a game that that you usually enjoy, it can make it a shit game if the cabinet that you're playing it on doesn't have very good hardware, and it makes the experience bad. And that's something that I most definitely didn't want for anybody in the comp, no matter what game they were playing. And so a bit of time went into like just spending the amount of time necessary to make sure that everything was checked properly and that there was no major issues. Like you still get teething stuff and bloody weird micro switch shit and that sort of stuff, which is tuning and you can easily address on the day. But the overall thing of making sure that sticks were good, buttons were reconditioned, CRTs looked great, games worked perfectly, and that sort of thing. All the major stuff was covered, and it's nice to know, at least even if I couldn't play, that sort of stuff did make a difference. So I appreciate you saying it, mate. I know it might not seem like much, but it means a lot to me, and yeah, it's good to know.
It was crazy how well everything worked after for the whole 3 or 4 days when you weren't there. It was I normally expect to have things break down all the time with machines that age, and
maybe it's because I wasn't there.
Did you get a little trophy for your efforts?
Thank you for reminding me. I've got some show and tell goodies here, you guys. Just behind me. So I'll show you the 2 awards that I got. For those listening on just audio, the first award I'm looking at is a Top Dog Award, which is kind of like a dog with that's flexing, like pumping iron sort of flex with some shades on. Top Dog BPAC 2022 Blood, Sweat and Tears Restoration. So that was awarded to me for the resto of that cabinet you see behind me, which is Nintendo Hellfire, which I also forgot to mention. It's now sitting in my arcade here instead of down on the floor where I finished bloody putting everything together. So
it looks awesome, good man.
Yeah, I'm so happy to finally see it there. Hey, and the second that I've got here is one of the characters, our Qbert character from the all of the BPAC monsters that were, all of the little what are they, like mascots for each event, I guess. And so I've got the Qbert mascot for AAC, and this is the BPAC 2022 Wings of Mothra Award, which was given for contribution by volunteers, and so. The committee were nice enough to award me this for my efforts at BPAC, so that was really nice. And I do appreciate it.
It's so cool too. That it looks awesome, man.
Yeah, it's super nice, and I do appreciate that sort of thing. It's nice to know that the work that you put in is rewarded as well, and on top of that, I managed to expand my pin collection during BPAC as well. So there's a few pins there.
Nice.
I've got Moon Patrol. That spider joystick is for 1cc marathon at 1UP. The Mr. Roboto is the pinball one, which I got because I'm part of the BPAC committee as well. And then there's Godzilla and the AAC, Qbert, and Kong.
Nice.
Did rather well. So
You did.
a few extra
Very
pins
nice.
to fit on the board, boys. All good.
Yeah.
Love it. Nice. So you mentioned the 1UP CC event. We didn't really talk much about that. Did you guys go, and did you get any 1CCs?
I did, mate. I went to the event. I think I got either 5 or 6 1CCs that day, and
Oh,
I think
Oh.
overall there was 29 or 30. No, there was more. I think there might have been close to 51 CCs of games
Excellent.
across the
Wow.
day. So yeah, there was a lot of very good people playing, and we got some pretty high scores and some great tallies. No world records, I don't think, that day, but it was really fun. It was great to hang out with everybody, and
Oh,
yeah, I'm hoping that maybe we see some more numbers with it next year as well.
Yeah.
It's during a day of trading for 1UP as well, so there are people getting around. It's not like the arcade is shut for. I mean, they're a business; they've got to run. So yeah, seeing some more folks from BPAC come on in would be good as well. So there are some decent numbers, but I reckon we can get everyone in there.
Yeah.
I'll be
I arrived
100%.
pretty late in the day.
Yeah,
So
me too.
Me and Ree were sorting out coffees for the second round of coffees for BPAC to refill our little
Yeah, man.
bar fridge there.
I was the same. I was down the
It
road.
was-
Freaking had my head in arcade cabinets, getting everything
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
for
yeah,
AAC, man.
that's it.
So I saw
It's
you guys
hard.
running
It's hard to
around
get the
madly,
time.
trying to stock your fridges and get your stock ready.
That's it. It was a crazy time. But yeah, I got in there. Yeah, I think I got in there maybe for like an hour or an hour and a bit in the late afternoon before I had to run back home again. I got 2 1CCs. I got one on Sega Rally, which is it's in automatic mode on automatic gears and just smashing through I was using the Delta HF Integral, the other not the Toyota Sleeker, so the other car.
Yep.
And it handles a bit differently to the Toyota Sleeker, which I didn't realize, it's awesome. It's a bit more grounded. It feels a bit heavier
Okay.
in a way. So that was cool. So I did a 1cc with the Delta HF. That was sick. And then I got onto the old Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and had a couple of runs on that. I ended up with a 9 minutes and 50 speed run, 1 credit clear, which was pretty fun. Just got lucky with that Mataro RNG, so
Nice.
Nice.
was happy with that too. So.
Yeah, fuck Mataro. Douche.
It's the worst. Oh my god,
Yes.
it's so painful. But yeah, managed to just break through with the RNG. Just couldn't give those stupidly overpowered, unblockable things constantly. I just got through that gap and came through with it.
Yep, I know that feel.
What was who set the most 1CCs of the day, and what do you think was the hardest one?
I believe it was James Morris that got the most 1CCs. I think he got 7. I think he got 7 or something.
7.
And sorry, James, if I've got that wrong. I reckon that he might have even had more. Maybe even 8 or 9. I think because Steve Holmes either equaled or was 1 behind him as well. Because him and Steve were trying to beat each other with how many games they could 1cc. Because they're both just machines, just crazy human beings behind an arcade cabinet, and I can't keep up with them. So, I think for me, the most difficult game I 1CC'd was Zane Selena. So I did a 1cc on that, which was it's a hella
tough game.
It's a hella long game. Yeah. So I did
Good
that.
on you.
Yeah, it took a few goes, but I got there. Apart from that, what else did I do? Like Double Dragon, Golden Axe, and geez, I can't even remember.
Did you get Rastan?
So Rastan glitched on me. I was playing, and there's a spot in the second to last level where you where you jump over a fire pit and it freezes every time, that PCB at 1-up. And I think there was one game where I jumped over the pit and it didn't freeze, and I was like, "Hey, I've got it!" But then I died straight away after it, and I was I was on a PB going into that, and then I jumped over, and it then went and then restarted. And I was like, "How can you do this to me?"
Dude.
I was like, "So, guys,
Dude.
can you please fix that?" They're like,
Yeah.
"What do you do? Like, can you tell us, is it a ROM thing?" And I'm like, "Actually, well, I don't know." So I didn't even know how you'd fix that bloody thing. But yeah, I wish I could remember the other games I played now. Damn it.
Did you get Snow Brothers?
So
Did you play Snow Bros?
I don't even think I got the chance. No, because I think you and I both got there sort of later in the afternoon, and I was thinking of having a crack at it, but then it all started to close up, and had to finish up, unfortunately. But I'll let you know if I remember. Completely forgot.
What do you think the most difficult 1cc of the day was, or like the craziest one that like anyone did?
I'm trying to remember.
Maybe it's hard to say. Steve or JM do anything that's like super?
Might have
like,
been. I think Steve did an outzone loop, 1cc, which is a bloody hard game at the best of times. So if I can't think of anything else, that in itself is pretty hard. He can actually play outzone one-handed. Got video proof. Sicko. Is that good? Yeah. Just trying to think. Yeah, there were a few. I'll get back to you on that. Yeah.
No worries. That sounds good anyway. Outside. Nice. And then, what was the next?
The next
event.
It was
after that. Super Ultimate.
It was teams. It was Teams Royale in between the 1cc marathon, and then the next day was Hyper Ultimate Punch Alpha, Way of the Fist.
Way of the Fist. Yeah.
Hyper Ultimate Punch Alpha. Awesome. Nice. And there was a newcomer took it out. Hey, here. Spoiler alert. That's who won.
Yeah. Tyrone. I didn't catch his last name.
Right.
Yeah, he's Omega on Discord. He's on Game of the System Discord and 1-Up Discord. If you guys do want to chat to him, really nice bloke, and an absolute phenomenon at fighting games. Just a beast. Crazy.
Wow. He was watching on like all of them.
Yeah, pretty much a pretty solid all rounder, from what I could tell. But Mikey, you went up against him a few times, didn't you, during the event?
Yeah. That was not good. He just destroyed me. I had no chance. I had one chance if I'd come up against him in Mortal Kombat 3, but I just, no.
Didn't happen.
No.
Oh man.
So
good on him, eh?
Did you face him in Tekken or Virtua Fighter or?
I think it was Tekken. I'm pretty sure it was Tekken.
Yeah, I think that's one of his games.
What were the games?
Yep.
Tekken. It was like X-Men as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Children of the Atom was.
Children of the Atom.
Which was one? I'll just bring it up on Matchy
Virtua
Play.
Fighter.
Yep. There was
Mortal Kombat 3.
Yep.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter
Alpha.
2-0.
The one behind me here. That one. Street Fighter 02 Alpha. There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
And Virtua Fighter 2.
A lot of different skill sets for fighting games amongst those. So.
Soul Edge.
Yeah. Yep.
I think. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. And who came second and third? Peter must have placed, right?
Yeah, I think Peter came second. Let me just bring up my little
Peter High. And if I have to guess third for fighting games.
Yeah, so Peter High
John
came
McIntyre?
second. And no, Peter High came second. John Tannehill came up third.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good on him. Yeah, nice. Okay, well, congrats to the winners, and hope everyone had fun who entered. And
it looked really good.
Yeah. What was it just then the AAC on the last weekend?
That was it, yeah. So on that same day was the AAC qualifying day, so the first section of that just during the day.
Right.
And then on the 23rd, on the Saturday, was the full AAC qualifying day on that Saturday.
So how did the qualifying work for AAC?
We have, yeah. Was it?
Was it just you said you got didn't you get 15 or 20 credits and you could
Nah,
play?
Not this year, Shauno. It was
no credits, that's
unlimited
right.
credits now.
Yeah, and was it
Right.
15-minute time limit as well?
Yeah, I think that'd be right.
Sure. Yeah.
Score as many
And you
points
had
as
to
you can
set-
on any game in 15 minutes seems right.
And was it five different games that you could submit? And
No,
then you get
you
a
could
score
submit
based
all.
on that, or
I think
right. So it's just
I think your top 5 games counted or something, but not
right.
sure.
Okay. And then it was was it like a double elimination tournament in the finals?
Oh man.
Yeah,
It feels
we're
like
not
years
that
ago.
organized for this part, are we? Because
No,
Dennis
I'm
didn't
not.
go.
Yeah, I
and
couldn't go.
It was a big week. It was a big
Yeah.
week, man.
It was crazy. Yeah, we were pretty much fried by Sunday, even Saturday. It was long hours for everyone. Just yeah.
Oh, for sure. Can imagine.
Oh,
What
shit.
was it called? Australian Arcade Championships.
I'm looking.
I think it was double elimination, and everyone got a veto card as well going into the actual rounds.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
That was new, Shauno. That
Yeah.
every player had a veto card that they could play if they didn't want to play a game that got drawn. So if you knew that you were shit at a certain game, you could just throw your veto card, which is hilarious watching Pelly versus Barra in one of the latest rounds. That Pelly, there was a game that he didn't want to play, and so he threw his veto card in, and he got a worse game instead from the draw next.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Right. So you had a
like,
veto card you could
really
use once
off.
every round or every.
No, you just have one veto card. That's it. You've used it once.
One-off use for the whole comp.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
So you have to choose it wisely, sir.
Apparently, it was players. Maybe this was for the year before. I think this was for the Echo one that I'm looking at.
Yeah, it might have been I saw the 2019 stuff, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when you go into a round, the higher seed gets to choose a game, then the lower seed gets to choose a game, and then a game is chosen at random to make it the third game for that little round of games you're going to play. So if either player wasn't happy with one of those games, they could throw the veto card in and get the game swapped out for another game.
Okay, I like it. Nice. And
It's pretty cool.
So then it was just head to head in the finals.
Yeah.
And single elimination or double elimination or just.
Oh shit! I feel like it was double. I can't remember. It was
Okay.
Just
anyway, who ended up? Who placed top 3?
I've got the bracket for the round of 16 for the
beauty
for the AAC. So what we had in the round of 16, there were the top 1 and 2 went straight to the quarterfinals. So 1 and 2 were Andrew Barrow and Michael Kibbe, who went straight through. In the other bracket round of 16 was number 8 Peter High versus number 9 Tim Bragg, and of those two, Pete went on to the quarterfinals to go against Barra. The next were number 4 John Tannehill and 13 Alex McLean. So I was hoping that Alex would kick John's ass, but no. John ended up coming out on top with that, and so John in 4th played the winner of the next slot, which was number 5 Mark Bell and 12 Neil Cairns. So Neil knocked out Mark, and so it was Tanner versus Neil in one of the quarterfinals as well. Yours truly, Mike Coolican here, played against number 10 Derek Broadfoot as well. What did you play foot in? What games do you remember, Mike?
So I chose R-Type myself, and then
good choice.
Derek chose something else. And then the third game was Mario Brothers.
Was it Quicks or something? Kicks,
It was, oh shit, I think so.
maybe.
Fucking something like that. Yeah. And then I smashed them on R-Type, and we went through the second game, which was probably Quicks, I'm pretty sure. And then got to Mario Brothers, and I had an absolute monstrous game in qualifying, and I was like, "Yep, I've got this, no worries." And then I died straight away, like in succession, real quick. It was painful. Like Derek played his full game. He got 100,000 or so in his 15 minutes. I started playing, and I just died and died and died and died. It was just like my game against Neil in Donkey Kong qualifying. It's just in finals. Just nothing.
But it does happen.
Yeah,
happens to the best of us. So in this instance, Mikey was knocked out by Foot, and so Foot played against Kibby in the quarterfinals. For the final bracket for the round of 16, 3 Greg Pell versus 14 Steve Riding. Greg came out on top. And then there was Ben Reeves and Matt Tolhurst for the bottom 2. And Ben moved on to the next round. So it was Pelly versus Ben Reeves. And of those 4 groups there, Barra in number 1, Peter High in number 8. Barra knocked out Pete. So Barra moved on to the semis. Tanner versus Neil. Tanner came out on top. So it ended up being Barra and John Tannehill in the semis for one set. Kibby versus Foot. Kibby came out on top, and Pelly versus Ben Reeves. It was Greg Pelly that won. So then it was Kibby and Greg Pell for the other 2. So then we're down to two groups in the semis. So yeah. Out of those 4, there was the number 1 spot, first and second round playoff, and then the bronze match as well separately. So in 1 and 4, Barra versus Tannehill, Barra came out on top, and Tannehill got sent down to the bronze match round. And Michael Kibby versus Greg Pell. Kibby actually was bested by Pelly. So it ended up being Barra versus Greg in the finals for AAC 3. So it ended up being Kibby versus Tanner for the bronze match, which I believe Kibby came 3rd in. And
he did.
And then Barra and Pelly close behind in 2nd. So it was a huge day. I watched that as well. And
Barra again.
Of course.
What an animal.
Classic.
Yeah, good on you, Barra. Congrats, man.
As if you wouldn't be like heading back over the ditch. Yeah, as if you would be heading back over the ditch with like a massive trophy. It's just
without at least one championship coming with him. You can't go back with just
can't go home empty-handed.
3rd place or something. No. Man, it sounds like a beast of a time, and I wish I could have been there, but next year. Yeah, good on you guys for all your efforts that you did with the coffee and the Denny having the whole restoration of the Helifire, plus all the other maintenance and tech stuff you did for the event, or repairs, maintenance. Sure, it made a huge difference, man. And yeah,
couldn't do it without cold drip coffee.
Yeah,
impossible.
I'm so excited to try that cold drip again, man. I was loving it when I was back in Oz, like especially the iced ones. Whoa.
Yeah,
like the ones that come with the milk in the bottle already.
Yep.
So good. The pre-mixed iced coffees.
Yeah,
that's what we're selling at BPAC. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. It's you
lovely son of a bitch.
I should add. Before we do move on or sort of finish up or whatever, that I guess our knowledge of the pinball events for this year was a little limited, and there were quite a few IFPA ranked games in this year for the competition. BPAC for the pinball guys was the biggest they've ever had. I think that they sold 200 tickets to Brisbane Pinball Masters. which is enormous. So
It's
yeah,
huge.
well done, guys. And
They got on the news for it too, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
arcades as well a bit, but
sure
it
did.
was
Yeah, it was covered
more
on 7
prominent.
News, I think. The Adam
Yeah.
Lee might have linked an article that's he put on YouTube, and yeah, it was played nationally as well, which was cool. So
Yeah, I remember
went around
seeing
the
Aaron
country.
on there.
Yep.
And some
Said
of the
something
like
about
some of
Donkey
the,
Kong. Like, I get frustrated by it, but I never stop loving it. Something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
and some of those pinball comps had like such high caliber players where they'd be playing games, and some of the comps wouldn't finish till well after midnight on the night they were meant to finish, just because these guys can play pinball for ages and just are such highly skilled players. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's crazy, eh? Yeah, they don't have the same thing like arcades. You can put a time limit on
exactly.
fairly easily, but pinball's more just play as long as you can.
Yep, you get your 3 balls and that's it.
Yeah,
Pretty sure like every game's different. I think there's like 3 and 5 ball depending on like the generation of game and scoring and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a completely different beast, and it was super competitive this year. And a lot of people like IFPA, very important to a lot of people who do play, and they take it very seriously. So it's a very different dynamic to the arcade. I think like we all go in wanting to play and to win, but there's not exactly points at stake or anything like that for every single comp. So it makes the dynamic different. But,
yeah, I think if we did have that kind of scoring system where it's like an internationally recognized point system for overall like position, it would change the dynamic a bit. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be as fun, to be honest. I think for us,
I'd like
I
it.
like it the way it is. But
yeah,
it would be cool, like to have that sort of thing. I think ANZAP were looking at that for the competitive gamer of the year for Australia and New Zealand, but nothing set in stone yet. So yeah, they're still. I think the scores are being recorded, that sort of thing. But yeah, still working on it at this point.
Yeah, true.
We did after BPAC, after a few BPACs ago, we started talking about possibly how could you even put together some type of scoring system where with pinball you have a pinball machine, you have different themes on a pinball machine, you have different bumpers in a pinball machine. In an arcade game, you have a racing game, you have a steering wheel and pedals. In the next arcade game, you have a little joystick and one button. Like there's just no way that you can. It's almost impossible to work out how could you even grade someone on 3 types of the same genre of a game across 50, 60, 120 people.
So much to consider, isn't there?
And put those people on the other game with the steering wheel and the pedals, and to grade them on that.
Yeah.
Like it becomes.
You probably have to have a different score for like different control sets.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
Then,
exactly.
Yeah, and then like how do you combine that score? Which kind of control set gets more weight than the other? And there's a lot to think about there. Holy shit.
It's crazy.
And that's just us spitballing, man. Like
yeah. It goes so deep to so many genres and so many styles of play. Is it timed? Is it not timed? Like how are you going to cap these people at these games?
Let's let Aaron do it. He's a scientist. He will make it so that somehow a good score on Miss Pac-Man makes you the best in the world.
Yep.
He'll just be like, it's science. Don't question it.
Fight me. Yeah.
Yeah. Prove me wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, if there could be some sort of like world recognized thing for arcade game, classic gaming in general, it'd be amazing to have that. But it's just such a deep and wide amount of variables.
It's not necessary. But yeah, would be interesting, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. So that sort of covers everything off. I mean, there was a lot that happened and a lot to unpack, but it was really fun. And
was there an overall pinball winner of like a Brisbane Championship or Australian Pinball Championships?
So it was one of the guys from the US took out the Pinball Masters overall.
Stephen Bowden. I think
Stephen Bowden, that's right. Yeah, I really wanted to go up and say hello to Steve, and I never got the chance. I was too busy bloody running around. I was like, I'll make the time to go and say hello. and then I never did. So,
Yeah,
it just didn't
so
work
much
out.
going on, man.
Yeah,
and
it was full on.
he's probably in the middle of a game a lot of the time.
Yeah, sometimes he was just wandering around chilling, and he came in to check out the row of arcade cabs and look at all of our Donkey Kongs as well. And I was meaning to pop up and say, "Hey, g'day," and whatever. But just every time I had the chance, I was always halfway through something. I never got the bloody chance to even do it. So yeah, Steve, if you are listening, nice to see you there at the event, buddy. And yeah, congrats again. It was
Well done.
That sounds like it was really bloody hard earned as well. So good work.
Yeah, I guess we should finish off by saying thanks to anyone who was involved with lending a machine, doing maintenance. Jimmy and Ben from Netherworld for a lot of the organising. Tannehill, Mike, you were part of some of the organising, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For it as well. So
all of the all the amazing sponsors to the event as well. There are too many to thank. So many great organisations and people that contributed. All the volunteers as well.
Loads of volunteers.
Brewdog,
all the crew and
Brewdog
staff
putting up with everyone.
The amazing people at Brewdog as well, who are the most accommodating people at the venue. It's makes it an absolute bloody pleasure to go in there every day, and they're always really great. So.
Dave as well, Dave and Adam, two leading techs, I guess.
Yep.
One
Tanya as well, who lent a lot of help into Concabs this year and did a ton of soldering and helped build a lot of the equipment that we used this year as well, which was epic.
Yeah.
She's a
mate, legend. Well done.
She's a bloody clever one. We need to I talked to her recently about coming on the podcast just to talk Donkey Kong and everything.
Yeah,
also
I love that.
Adam, because I was on one of their streams and it would be very, very cool.
Yeah, that would be great. Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got.
Well,
I'm spent.
Yeah.
All BPAC'd, all BPAC'd out for another year.
Ready to do some housework.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll chuck out a podcast and it's a bit earlier over here.
Yeah.
But yes, thanks for joining, guys, and thanks to Neil. He had to take off, but thank you for the time that he had.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks
Mr.
for
Beef.
listening, everyone.
Yeah. Catch you on the next one.